Hi, and welcome to this presentation on how to do peer revision in Google Docs. So a couple of things. When you do your peer revisions in Google Docs, obviously you have to have a Google Doc open in order for this to work. So if you are familiar with Google Docs, it's going to be very simple. If you've done your essays in Word, which is fine, I'm going to show you how to upload those so that they can become a Google Doc. So whether you use Google Docs or whether you use Word, I can show you, I'm going to show you both ways. So when you get to the NICC home screen, if you're not familiar with Google Docs, hopefully you're checking your NICC Gmail. You're going to click on the Gmail tab or the Gmail button, and it will bring you into your Gmail. I'm going to fast forward and just show you. In your email, you'll see this grid icon in the upper right-hand corner. If you click on that, it will bring you to Drive, and I'm just going to click on Drive, and it will bring me to the Drive homepage. Now, if you've already created your Google Doc, you just go and find that and you open it. That's very simple. I'm going to show you what to do if you've done it in Word. So if you have done your document in Word, you're going to click on New, and you're going to hit File Upload. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. On my flash drive, I have a document called Big Fish. That's a Word document that I want to now put into Google Docs. So I went to File Upload, I find the document, I click on it, and it's starting the upload right here. All right, so once that's done, now it's in my Google Doc, and you can see it right here. And you can see that it's been now changed into a Google Doc. So I'm going to click on it. And now we're to the point where everyone is kind of on the same page. You now all have a Google Doc, whether you wrote it in Word or you wrote it in Google Docs originally. So now we're all to the same point. Now that we're to the same point, what do I do next? So I have my essay. I need to now submit it for peer revision. Well, first of all, I'm going to go to my initial discussion board post, and I'm going to create that initial discussion board post. And the direction asks you to write down your strengths and write down your weaknesses, things that you want people to comment on. So I'm going to do that first. And then I'm going to attach at the end of that initial post, I need to attach a link. So I'm going to come up here to share, and this is where your partners are going to have access to your document. So I'm going to hit share. Once I do that, I want to make sure that I do a couple of things. If you notice up here, there's a pull-down menu, and it says that anyone at Northeast Iowa Community College can edit, can comment, or can view. What I want them to be able to do is to comment on my essay. So I'm going to click on this. I don't want to give them editing rights, because if I give them editing rights, it gives them maybe too much power and they could really go in and change my essay a lot. So I don't want that to happen. But I do want them to be able to comment on my essay. So that's the one I'm going to choose. The view option doesn't give them the ability to comment. And so if you're really going to get peer feedback, you need them to be able to comment. So I'm going to click on anyone at NICC with the link can comment. Now you're only giving the link to your group members who are within that peer revision group. So be confident in knowing that those are the only 3 people that are going to have access to that link. So now they can comment. I'm going to click copy the link, and now it's been copied to my clipboard. Before I leave this screen though, I want to be able to give the instructor, who is me, access to be able to view this. So in order to be able to give you points, you need to add me to the people at the bottom. So you just type in my first name, Michelle Geiskamper, and you need to give me editing rights. So if you give me editing rights, then I have the ability to see who writes what on your peer revision, and so it just makes it really nice for me because I can then grade you off of one document. So you need to make sure that you give me editing rights. Once I am completed here, I have the commenting. This is for my group members. This is for my instructor. I'm going to hit send. Now I have that saved, that link saved in my clipboard. So what I'm going to do next is go to my initial discussion board post for the peer revision, and I'm just going to copy that link at the bottom of my initial post. and then I hit post, and it sends out to my group members. Now what your group members will do is they're going to read that original post, and they're going to click on the link, and it's going to bring them to this screen. It's going to look a little different because they're going to be able to comment. Now, you may or may not have to, if you notice up here at the pencil mark, it's giving you editing rights. This is because I'm the instructor. You will probably have to change that from editing to suggesting, and this will turn green. Now, when you're in the actual process of peer revision, you are going to go through and you're going to read and you're going to make comments. Now, I can make comments a couple of different ways. I can hit the add a comment, or I can simply left click and then I get to comment, and I can say, does this need to be here? And I hit comment. I might say, consider revising. Hit comment. I might say great word choice. I'm going to keep adding all of these comments. And so I keep going throughout the whole document. I make sure to hit comment. So I'm going to make comments throughout the body of their essay. Things that I like, things that I question. More specific, the better. You do have the option, if you'd like, you can highlight a sentence. Go up here and hit comment, and then it will highlight that comment. Not sure this makes sense. So I hit comment, and again, you can do that in two ways. You can hit this add a comment button, or on the mouse you can left click and it will give you the comment feature. If you have editing rights, which I do as an instructor, and you yourself have this option, you might see things like this. Because I'm in suggesting mode, it will delete things. It'll cross out, sorry, things that have been deleted, and I can add things in. I don't know. Maybe I want to put in something like treated fairly. So you can see the difference, what happens when I strike it out. When I delete it, it has a little strike through mark. When I add something, it just isn't in brackets. And then what you'll see over here is another comment that will tell me what happened and tell me what was done. There's other options. When you as the writer receive this back, you have the ability, so let's say I agree with this, I'm going to accept it. If I disagree and I don't think that that needs to be changed, I'm going to reject the suggestion, and it goes back to what it was. If when I go through and I have a bunch of comments, once I've completed them, I can hit resolve. And what resolve will do is it will take the comments away. So it's a way to keep things maybe a little bit neater, because when you get this essay back, it might have 100 comments on it. It might have 15 comments on it. Whatever the case might be, it's a lot to deal with at one time. So what I would do is take a look at each comment one by one, and it will highlight it up here, so which one you're working with. Once I've completed it, I can resolve it and everything goes away. So go ahead and resolve those as you take care of them. Now back to the suggesting, if you remember the strike throughs and the additions, you may or may not have access to that. I would stay away from doing that to other people's essays because it can get really messy. I would make a comment instead. So if you have the ability to do that, I wouldn't. I would try to stay away from that unless it's absolutely necessary to make those changes, because you might be right and you might be wrong, and it's a lot to kind of deal with if you've got all those comments on the right hand side. Now how I will grade you, because you're giving me editing rights, I can go here to your version history, and I can see the version history, and it will show me all of the comments. And actually this is what I did, so it's really not going to be very helpful, but it will show me the comments and the things that people have done to your essay, and I probably can't see them because I can see these, I guess. So these are the changes that I made in the comments. So it gives me access to show what was done. I'm the owner of this one, so it looks a little bit different. But when yours comes in, I should be able to see your comments. So that's a little bit as to how to work with Google Docs. Do know that when you send out that one link, if you're the first one on, you're going to get a blank slate and you're going to make as many comments as you can. If you're the second one on, people may have already made comments. If I am going to do that, I can reply, so I can have a conversation back and forth. So if you're the first one on, and maybe I went on and I said, consider revising, and maybe the second person provides a revision. This is a conversation that can keep happening. Don't make the same comment twice, but if you agree with them, you might say, I agree. You might say, or provide a suggestion. So really, don't be repetitive, but do add something new to the conversation, and maybe that's motivation to be on there early, so that you're not dealing with, 100 comments that you maybe have put on, or someone else has put on your essay. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call or to email or to send me a quick note saying it's not working or what you need from me in terms of peer revision. This is hopefully something that will be useful to you. And again, any of your feedback is appreciated. Thank you.